So I just know that.
Oh, yeah. No.
And it's we're getting ready to figure out how to figure out.
My mom died for a minute there. Yeah, and he's like, my mom like died.
I'm working.
She's fine. I think my AC was on shut it down. She and I, we were just texting a minute ago about she's trying to learn some new software. I'm trying to learn some new software. But anyway, so Kelly wanted to look at her house.
And I went through that.
Guess for
So that's another step.
well, and then after the merger, he ended up having. So they've been.
Let's go back.
Well, I told you. It was a day. I didn't swim with it.
Yep. My brother was yeah.
What are they?
Yeah.
Can we put it out like
And that's where we have basketball.
Yeah.
I couldn't make the team. I hit the wall a couple times.
My brother told me.
I was like running, I knew I was
Alrighty then. In Fort Library.
yeah, it's like this big. But I want to have the real one. So that would
I got someone else. I actually recognized when I was on.
you know,
All right.
it's all good.
Thank you. Are we ready to go?
Hi, lady. I'm doing well.
Come back to work after vacation, that's hard.
But when I say we want to go, at least big enough.
You made it happen.
Saturdays on our show, fundraiser.
That's where we.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
It really was.
Or someone.
He was one of our.
Welcome, everyone. Let's call ourselves to order. Sorry we're starting a little late. Good evening. Would everybody join me in a moment of silence, please? Thank you. We have a guest with us tonight, Gavin Fragilli, and Gavin is going to give us a start on the Pledge of Allegiance. So Gavin, he's here working on his communications badge for the Boy Scouts. So Gavin, if you want to go over to the microphone and the podium, and you can pull that microphone down so it's a little more appropriate. And if everybody would put their hands on their hearts and if you give me started.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Gavin. Please be seated. We'll call roll. Dr. O'Neill.
Present.
Mr. Heater.
Present.
Dr. Bales. Ms. Griffin. Mr. Irvin. Mr. Lowe.
Present.
Thank you. Dr. Kwiatkowski.
Good evening. I wanted to share that our Muncie band placed second place last weekend at the competition that was held at Muncie Central High School, which that was quite an accomplishment compared to the first week. It was close in points, but we came out in sixth place. So the folks watched everything, made some adjustments, and we moved up to second. And so I know this weekend, Friday will be at Anderson, and then Saturday is the Muncie contest with our fundraiser car show ahead of time. And I'm confident we're going to move up to first place. We also received good news today that we received a $10,000 Project Lead the Way grant. Always appreciate extra funding coming in. Today we spent the day at the Alumni Center, Ball State University Alumni Center, with all of our administrators and had an administrative retreat. And I just really feel good about this school year. Our principals are very upbeat and excited, and you know, there's just a lot of good feelings in the room with people working really well together, and I just know we're going to have a terrific year. And then tomorrow morning, 4 a.m., I will be leaving with some folks. George and Francis Ball Foundation organized around the third grade can for reading literacy, and we're going to Philadelphia to learn about a reading campaign that they've done that's had quite a bit of success. And we are really interested in focusing on literacy, so I'll be excited to see what I learn tomorrow.
Anything additional?
That's it for right now.
Any questions for Dr. K? Okay, we will move on to public comments, and I have Susan Fisher from the MLK Dream Team.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Susan Fisher. I am with the MLK Dream Team. I also work at Muncie Public Library. I am joined tonight with Keith Dowd, who is a retiree from A Better Way of Muncie, and also Rhonda Ward, who's with MCS. And actually, our chairperson is here tonight, too, Watasha. She wears a lot of hats in this community. We just wanted to take the opportunity to talk about the MLK Dream Team February Food Drive. Historically, the Dream Team has worked closely with Muncie Community Schools and the Muncie Sanitary District to put special food collection toters out in all the schools during the month of February. The food that is collected is given to Christian ministries to help stock their food pantry. The pandemic obviously made that impossible the last few years. Dwayne Clemens, who's Assistant Director of Admissions at Ivy Tech Community College, serves as our food drive chairperson. Once things seemed to open up a bit this past year following the pandemic, our group kind of reconsidered our approach to the food drive. We know that more people are experiencing tough times economically. We didn't want to ask students to continue to bring food in to a traditional food drive because we felt like many of the students and their families were in need. We know they would have supported it anyway, but instead we wanted to find a way for our group to help them. So this year we decided to raise funds instead of food. And we asked people to use their change to make a change for people in need. We decided that all of the money raised would be split between Christian Ministries Food Pantry and the Muncie Community Schools Food Pantries. We had collection jars out at our February Black History Month kickoff event, and several of our members kept the jars out at their workplaces to continue to gather donations. People heard about our efforts and wrote checks to support the cause. In all, we collected $1,000 to help fight food insecurity in our community. And to be totally honest, like full disclosure, we collected $964 and some change. And Dylene Phelps said, I'm writing a check and we're making it $1,000. So we appreciated her extra effort. We presented half of the money raised to Christian Ministries, and tonight we would like to present $500 to Muncie Community Schools to support their food pantries in the coming school year. So.
Thank you.
And this is the fake check, but we do have a real one that's actually signed that is, negotiable at the bank. So, thank you.
Susan, thank you.
We want to say too that the MLK Dream Team, it's a coming together of local community leaders who all still emulate the ideologies of Dr. King. And so we have folks from the educational realm, Ball State University, Ivy Tech is present at the table, NAACP, Muncie Black Expo. We have the Dollars, of course, are very active. Rick Taylor, Dr. Beth Messner, rest in peace to Dr. Charles Payne. And I know Becky Clark, who worked for Muncie Community Schools, retired and then went to Christian Ministries and retired again. And just some really Angela Nicolai, and I can continue to go on with that list of folks. United Way had their membership as well. But just want to do good work in our community, and we really appreciate what Muncie Community Schools means to this area, to the families that we serve. So we want to just love on us a little bit. Traditionally, right, we do the food driver. Muncie Sanitary District is getting the toters into all your schools, and kids are just packing those toters with candy goods then to go support someone else. And being able to have these jars set out in our community. I think you all have them here. We had them at Ivy Tech. We had them at YW. We just had them throughout the community. And all that change will make a change. So we just want to say that.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I missed the jar, but we have one tonight.
We do.
So if I were able to put some money in the jar, could you add that to your check?
Well, we absolutely could. Or we
So-
could put it towards next year's effort. 'Cause
Whatever
actually,
you want to do.
what Tasha said, she's keeping her jar out year-round now.
Okay, so if you want to bring the jar over.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
I want to say thank you to Northwest Bank, because Dave Eater and Northwest has always been a huge supporter and sponsor. They always give scholarships to our students during Black History Month. And that's just who we bank with. And we were trying to get one of those
Big checks. That's as good as I can do.
I think it looks good with Tasha.
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
And for thinking of us, and Matasha for all that you do in the community and all the hats that you wear. It's remarkable. And when you think about Dr. King and as he pivoted towards the end of his life to economic civil rights, this is, to my mind, perfectly in line with that pivot. So please thank you for all that you're doing and for what you're doing for MCS.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
So on that positive note, we will go to our consent agenda. We have a retirement, Pamela Dragoo, who is retiring after 27 years at Southside Middle School. So we want to wish Pamela the very best and thank her for her contributions to the MCS family for many years. Do we have any of our new hires here this evening? Anybody that's new coming aboard? Okay. We also welcome them. Are there any other questions regarding the consent agenda?
I just had one on tag policy. There's an italics at the bottom of that talks about, what do you, you're wanting me to ask Dia?
Yeah.
I got it. There's an italics at the bottom that says that we will not allocate 20%. I didn't understand that.
We will, I think it says, guys.
Okay.
Let me pull it.
It says we will not allocate up to 20%. We have to separate between highly effective and effective. We have to make sure that there's 25% difference between
Okay.
highly effective and effective. Once we get the money, it's parsed out as the teacher appreciation grant. The state just
Okay.
gives us a bundle of money.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know that we could do the two different amounts.
Right.
Okay. I was just confused in what it said is all. Sorry, but yeah, not questioning it. I just wanted to make sure I understood.
So let me make sure now I understand. Will not allocate up to 20% of the grant received to provide a supplemental award as a stipend to teachers with less than 5 years of service. Is that statutory that we have to then?
That's how, right, that's how it's been presented for the last several years.
Okay.
And they give the legal reference, the Indiana.
Right, yeah. Okay. Any additional questions?
Move
Okay.
approval.
Have a motion? Been seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay. We'll show the consent agenda passed. We have the Muncie Public Library Board appointment. We have an action requested, motion. They're asking for approval of Dr. Jennifer Warner, Assistant Professor of Construction Management at Ball State University, to the Muncie Public Library Board. Is Dr. Warner here?
No, Dr. Warner is not here today.
Okay.
We have a file information. We'd be glad to answer your questions right now.
Okay. Anybody have any questions concerning the appointment? I do not. Okay. We'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Okay. Been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, we will show that passed. Who's, Dr. Reynolds, are you doing the employee handbook?
That's Dia.
You're Dia? You're doing?
Dia is our new Dylan.
Well, I apologize, Dia. I thought you do the student handbook.
Right.
Okay. It's all the handbooks. So I have looked through this. Does anybody have any questions regarding the handbook, which has gone through a number of different iterations and drafts? Dia has worked very hard, Dylan, prior to Dylan's departure, and then my understanding is Amy Fox has gone off with a fine-tooth comb. So do we have any questions or concerns regarding the changes and amendments and supplementations to the employee handbook?
No concerns, but do we look and review and update annually? Or just
Yes.
when things, okay.
Annually, yes.
It's an annual sort of opportunity,
And
okay.
sometimes that's based on, things that have happened that we
An
learned that,
environment.
boy, we were not very clear, and we better make that clearer. So those are lessons typically we learn and we add to it.
The good thing about doing it annually is you're caught up. It's not 5 years behind. Yeah, okay, good, thank you.
Like the professional and faculty personnel handbook at the university.
Oh my gosh, I think it was 20 years before.
I know that's,
Yeah.
have they ever gotten it updated?
Yes,
Okay, good.
Yeah. we're on top of it.
Little sidebar, just showing that we're doing better than the university.
Yeah, yes, you do.
Anything further? Any further questions? Is there anything you want to highlight?
Just the changes were highlighted this morning with the administrators retreat. Once it's approved by the board, The electronic copy will go to administrators and they will share opening day with their staff members.
Okay. Okay, thank you for all your work on that. That's hard work, and you had to review. It's my understanding you guys reviewed several other districts' policies to try and find where we perhaps were not doing things as well as some other folks, and affirming how well we were doing in other areas.
Yes, Diane did a lot of legwork with that, with comparing with other districts and updating it as necessary.
Okay. If no further questions, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Post same sign. Okay, textbook fees.
Yes, in your packets tonight, you'll find the textbook fees and just a couple of quick highlights, and I'm asking for approval for that this evening. All the changes you'll see in yellow on those fees, including some dual language that were not covered by a grant. We've included those in there. As you know, we adopted new math textbooks for K through Algebra 2. With the new adoption with the elementary, that was a little more expensive, about almost a $9 increase in textbook fees. But we eliminated some other fees with grades 2 through 5, with the elimination of the handwriting books. So those will just be with teacher-led resources. However, the secondary books were cheaper. We bought classroom sets and then digital seats for everybody. So everyone will have classroom sets that will stay at the school, and we'll have some to check out for kids that need to take home. But everyone will have a digital seat as well that they'll be able to have access to. So that helped reduce the cost. The exciting part with, if you recall, with the secondary math is that they have Alex. Alex is an online system that kids that are that's gamified and easily accessible for kids that can be geared towards their pathway, individual pathway. So that's a good perk and at a lower cost. We also purchased some new resources at the high school. I think it had been almost 10 years or so since they had some updated textbooks. So you'll see those fees added. For the last several years, we had lab fees, and that was it. We had just had continued use or teacher-created resources, so we did not have any fees. We tried to keep those to minimal because we did the same thing again. We kept those classroom sets and digital seats for the teachers and students. And then we removed the band and choir uniform cleaning fees. Band boosters typically take care of the band cleaning, and then the choirs, they're just fundraising on their own, and they don't necessarily, everyone doesn't necessarily wear a choir robe anymore, right? So we eliminated those fees. If you look on that right column, you will see what they were and the adjustment that was made in the yellow.
Okay, any questions for Dr. Reynolds?
Do we have a sense of how those fees compare to other school corporations? Just,
yeah,
it's probably hard to get it, but.
Yeah, no, so they're cheap. So we really work hard to, they're not cheap, they're not free, right? But compared to other districts, we do a very nice job of keeping those fees down.
And do we have resources to provide assistance for a family?
Yeah, we have free and reduced lunch, the textbook waiver fees that we're getting ready to send those out. I think officially on.
It'll be online. It'll be about the first week of August.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Great.
So just a note, to me, this is a difference when you have districts who have more students that qualify for the free textbooks than maybe more of your affluent districts. The state reimburses us, but they reimburse us at a rate because the General Assembly sets the dollar amount. So we get about $76 per student. And so, when you have a district that they can put books down and most families pay, we're still eating some of those costs, I would say.
Yep.
And so, that just makes a difference also.
And I would say too, we work hard with our local grants to cover as much as possible. Your Schoology fee was covered with a local grant. Schoology is the learning management system that we use, and which would normally be, I think it's about $6. I can't find it real quickly, but for the district, so we use that grant to cover that. We leverage the formative assessment grant with our elementary math to cover, since we adopted the same books that we used with the assessment grant, we were able to leverage some of those costs to bring that textbook down some as well.
And then Project Lead the Way, those
Oh.
materials are covered through grants as well.
What do we do with any outdated or turn back in books? Do we support some organization?
We work with a vendor, so
Okay.
there's a group that comes around and will collect all those from us and then give us credits back for that.
Oh, good.
And those credits are about 2 cents.
Yeah, but hopefully they're doing something useful with the books. Yeah. The point is, there's somebody who could probably find use for those books, who don't have the opportunity that we do. So anyway, great.
Additional questions? Would entertain a motion.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. We have Mr. Jerome, contract renewal on Auxilio.
Yes, thank you. Included in your board packet is our contract agreement to extend our contract with Auxilio for the next 3 school years from 2022 through 2025. We're asking the school board permission tonight to extend this contract with Auxilio for these transportation services for 3 more years through June 30th, 2025. This contract extension agreement includes the amended contract that I included at your fingertips there in your board packet, which was made in 2017. And then we also, it was very hard to read unless you blew it up on a printer. The Exhibit A listed the routes, which represented a 2.5% increase on this next year. These lists are the necessary routes that's mutually agreed upon between the parties of Auxilio and MCS each school year. And that's really what we do at the start of each year, is take a look at the existing routes or any additional routes, and that's how come sometimes the costs can go up or down. I listed there as a historical reference just where our costs have been. And obviously in the last 5 years, we've dealt with the pandemic for 2 of those previous 5 years. So I'm not sure there is anything as a new normal. We're trying to get there. But basically they have done a pretty good job with us in dealing with so many different things with the pandemic. And that's our recommendation tonight, is to extend our agreement with them for the next 3 school years.
2 quick questions. Remind me, Brad, do we have a fuel clause in this? Or do they eat it if it raises in cost?
We provide the fuel.
We provide the fuel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's added into this?
Right.
Okay. And then, although it's June 30th, 2025, every year they can come back with a request to increase? Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Any additional questions? So would entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you. So we're on to dialogue of the board and future recommendations. I'd like to, Dr. K, have a scheduled opportunity, say every other month, where we have a report from Allison Quirk and one from Rhonda, just on what's occurring in their areas, so that the board is kept abreast of things. Is every other month okay? Just keep us in the loop on what's occurring. And then I want to take a moment, and I had suggested in a text recently about the possibility of recognizing, is it Keegan Bronnenberg? Am I pronouncing that last name correctly? Mm-hmm. So Keegan was the NCAA Division II national champion in golf, in the individual medalist at the University of Indianapolis. He's a Central grad. So that's a remarkable accomplishment. Mr. Heater is perhaps our most well-known golfer.
Am I? Yeah.
Is that it? I mean, that seems to me to be a significant accomplishment.
That is a very significant accomplishment.
Have you ever shot a 69?
Every time I play 18 holes.
Okay.
Just, it depends on which hole I get to that number. But I exceed that number for all 18, yes.
Yeah, his three scores in the championship round were 76, 69, 75 for 220, outpacing the closest competitors by 2 strokes. So that's remarkable. So congratulations.
He's a nice young kid. We met him. I got a chance to meet him when he was at Ball State for a little while. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so that's one issue. Thank you to the library for your continued support. And then, Mr. Fragilli, you're here working on merit badge for communications, is that correct?
Yes.
And so are you working towards Eagle Scout? Is that your goal?
Yes, I going
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
So, is there any questions that you have for any member of the board or Dr. Kwiatkowski or anyone else about what you've witnessed here tonight, or what you need to take back? Do you write up a report for the merit badge? Is that what you do?
Yes.
Okay, so no questions at all? So you're going into 6th grade, right?
Yes.
And do you have any notion of what do you enjoy at school?
Enjoy?
Yeah. What subject matter?
I'd probably say math.
Math? Okay. And do you have a notion of what you want to do as you grow into adulthood? I'm still working on it.
I'm probably gonna say a storm chaser.
A storm chaser? So maybe meteorology? Okay, so Purdue has a great program in meteorology. Does Ball State have a program? Ball State has a great program.
Purdue. I didn't hear that. Ball State has a great.
Wabash does not have meteorology programs.
A lot of students that look in the air, right?
Yeah. Ball State, I'm sorry, I was unaware that Ball State had a meteorology program. My mistake. So do you know where you would want to go to study meteorology?
I'm probably, I don't know if Northern Maine has that.
Yeah, I don't know either, but that would be fun.
If it doesn't, I'll probably go to Ball State.
Okay, well, that's a great choice. And you know that Muncie Central High School has some great science programs. In my opinion, the best in the county. And so the foundation you get there is going to be critically important. Okay. Do you have anything else? You like golfing? Okay, so what do you do for fun?
Play video games.
Okay. Have you been on any camping trips with the Scouts?
Yes.
Where did you go most recently?
Randsburg.
Where's Randsburg? Down Bloomington.
It's
Okay.
a scout range for the state.
Okay, yeah, I have a friend that goes down there.
He's scheduled to go to the National Jamboree in West Virginia next year. He's been accepted.
Oh, great, great.
But I have to work extra hard because I'm tenderfoot and I need to be first class before I
Okay, so you've got to get some badges to get you to the first class level. Okay, and are you able to start a campfire with just a flint and a stone? Flint and steel? Okay. And Mr. Heater, he's really good outdoors.
Dang, pick on Dave Day. I love it.
Okay, so if you don't have anything else, anybody else have anything for Gavin?
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work. Thank you for joining us. You're always welcome. Anything else from the board at all? Anything at all? Okay. On a side note, I get lots of pop-ups during the day on my news feed, and I saw that somebody from my childhood, Wally Cleaver, had died, and then it turned out he had not died. So, yeah, so how often does that happen?
Wow.
So Wally still lives.
I was sad for nothing.
I was. Is there anything from the media on that note? Okay, well, thank you all. Would entertain a motion to adjourn. Second, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, thank you all. Have a nice evening. Turn.